CTV News at 6 with Joe Perkins.
Well, BC may have its first sick patient tied to the country's largest beef recall. The BC Centre for Disease Control is investigating a possible case of E. coli that could be linked to the contaminated beef from the XL Foods plant in Alberta. And the patient lives on Vancouver Island. The Centre for Disease Control says a patient was treated by the Vancouver Island Health Authority. Tests have been conducted, but officials are waiting for the results. VIAH and the Centre for Disease Control would not release any information on the patient's food history or the severity of their illness or when the patient became sick. Now to BC Transit and the threat of a fall bus strike. The union representing BC Transit drivers and mechanics served 72-hour strike notice yesterday, effective 1 o'clock Monday afternoon. The union's president says drivers will not walk off the job Monday or Tuesday morning, but after that, transit in Greater Victoria could come to a standstill. After a week at the bargaining table, talks stalled yesterday. The president of the Canadian Auto Workers Local 333 says the union was forced to issue strike notice when BC Transit left the bargaining table. The union will not get into details, but says wages, benefits, and language within the contract agreement are the main issues. For now, the two sides are not scheduled to return to the bargaining table.
We have let BC Transit know that we are fully willing to return to the table at any time, including throughout the holiday weekend. But as it stands right now, there is no talk scheduled with BC Transit. It's extremely frustrating. We were very disappointed to see BC Transit stall the talks and walk away from the table yesterday.
BC Transit says it put its best offer on the table, but it's still not in line with what the union is proposing. The union says it will not walk off the job without giving 24-hour notice first. If the drivers do strike, BC Transit says there are no plans to keep operating during the strike. A transit strike would not affect any handy darts. The last full-blown transit strike was back in 2001, and that strike lasted 2 weeks. Victoria police are looking for a suspect involved in a botched robbery last night on 4th Street. Around 7 last night, a man walked into a hair salon on the 1500 block of 4th Street near Belmont. The suspect wanted cash, but he didn't get it. The female employee behind the counter refused to pass over the goods. Eventually, the suspect fled the scene. Police are still looking for the individual. Anyone with any information is asked to call Victoria Police. And on the mainland, Victoria Police are investigating after 2 fishermen came across a grim discovery floating in False Creek. And a warning, some of the images we are about to show you are disturbing. The fishermen who were hoping to spend their day crab fishing had to cut things short after they found a foot in a white sneaker with leg bones still attached. The discovery was made yesterday afternoon near the Cambie Street Bridge.
I felt a little bit sick, but I thought it might be just a shoe until we pulled it out of the water.
It looked like it had been there for a while. Like, it definitely looked aged. You know, the bone looked. It almost had like little like barnacles on it and things like that. So I'm sure it had been down there for a while.
This is the second human foot to be found in False Creek. The first was found last August near the Plaza of Nations. Police say foul play is not suspected. DNA tests must be conducted to determine the identity of the victim. And Victoria Police say they are still looking for information into September's human remains hoax. Police believe shoes were placed at the popular Clover Point Beach area, stuffed with a meat-like substance as well as bones. Police say the investigation is at a standstill, but hope someone will come forward with any information. Well, the 4 candidates hoping to fill the shoes of outgoing MP Denise Savoie will square off on Tuesday night. Charlie Beresford, Elizabeth Cull, Ben Isaac, and Murray Rankin are all vying for the Victoria NDP nomination. The debate is scheduled for 6:30 at the First Metropolitan United Church. This comes after Savoie announced in August that she is leaving politics. That's because of health reasons. Well, they've been riding their hogs for prostate cancer for years now, but a group of motorcyclists on Vancouver Island are turning their attention to another equally important cause. A sea of leather and pink took over the Shell parking lot on Spencer Road for the first motorcycle ride for breast cancer, an event that organizers say will be an annual tradition. The Harleys were made over in pink as 120 motorcyclists turned out for the 2-hour ride. A similar ride is held every year for prostate cancer, but one of the event organizers says it's important breast cancer gets the attention it deserves.
I think it sends a message that breast cancer affects everybody. It doesn't matter if you're a big biker or if you're a grandma, if you're anybody. I think it's important that those of us that maybe don't look the part come and show our support for something that is so important.
The riders went for a 2-hour ride this morning for the BC Breast Cancer Society, and in the end, they managed to raise $35,000, more than $35,000. If you'd like to help with the cause, you can go to the group's Facebook page by searching Ride to Beat Breast Cancer.
$1,091,066.78.
Well, if you missed our live coverage yesterday, it was an emotional and inspiring finish for the 2012 Cops for Cancer Tour de Rock team. The generosity of Vancouver Islanders raised over $1 million for pediatric cancer research and support programs such as Camp Good Times. CTV's Myra Lawrence emceed the event and was joined on stage by her 2010 teammate, Cool FM's Robin Farrell. And a congratulations to our media writer, CTV's Aaron Glazier, as well as the rest of the Cops for Cancer Tour de Rock team. Quite the feat. Happy to have them home, and what a job, over $1 million. Speaking of incredible physical feats, the Goodlife Victoria Marathon is tomorrow. More than 11,000 people have signed up to run this year. A reminder, if you're coming downtown tomorrow, it can be busy. No traffic will be permitted on Dallas Road between 7:15 in the morning and 2 o'clock in the afternoon. As well, there will be several temporary road closures along the route tomorrow morning, especially in the core. The 8K race begins at 7:15 a.m. with the marathon going at 8:45 a.m. The start and finish line will once again be in front of the BC Legislature. For more information, you can go to runvictoriamarathon.com.